Good day, grade 9. So, today we'll be discussing yung mga different laws of radicals. Sa totoo lang, parang pag iniisip mo siya, parang dalawa lang naman yung product rule saka yung quotient rule. Pero yung product rule at quotient rule na hati sa dalawa. Yung product rule for radicals wherein yung index mo ay parehong 2. So, for example, this one, if A and B represent positive real numbers, then the square root of A times the square root of B is equal to square root of A times B. Or, kung mapapansin niyo po, ang index ito ay invisible 2, ito rin ay 2, so you'll just copy the index, then multiply lang yung radicand. So, in short, the square root of a product is equal to the product of the square roots of its factors. Or, simply speaking, multiply mo lang yung radicand nung merong mga same index. So, let's look at number 1 example. You have square root of 6 times square root of 5. So, ang index ito ay invisible 2, ito ay invisible 2 rin. So, according to the product rule of for radicals, pwede mong pagsamahin yung dalawang radicand na ito. So, you will have, copy the index, so square root of 6 times 5. And we know that 6 times 5 is 30. So, the final answer will be square root of 30. Let's look at number 2. You have square root of A times square root of B. Alam natin, ang index ito ay 2. Ang index ito ay 2. So, this will be square root of A times B. And A times B is AB. So, you will have square root of AB. So, kung mapapansin mo, you were just multiplying yung mga radicands. Okay? So, last example, you'll have square root of 2xy times square root of 3z. So, you will have square root of 2xy times 3z. So, 2xy times 3z. So, 2 times 3 is 6. So, you'll have square root of 6. Xy z. So, minultiply lang natin yung radicand na ito sa ito. So, 2 times 3 is 6. Xy times z is xyz. So, the final answer will be square root of 6xyz. Now, punta tayo dun sa product rule for higher order roots. Ito yung sinasabi ko na halos isang rule lang naman siya. Kasi, kung mapapansin mo, ang sabi dito ay, for real numbers a and b, if any integer n is greater than 1, nth root of a times the nth root of b is equal to the nth root of a times b. So, you're still considering yung mga index nila. So, copy the index, then multiply lang yung radicand. This is almost the same to this rule. Ang pagkakaiba lang, this is square root. Okay, dito, pwede yung any index. So, as long as greater than 2. Pwedeng 3, 4. Pero may note. If n is even, then a and b must be positive. Or the product of a and b must be positive. I-explain pa natin yan in the coming examples. Pero, ang note mo lang ay, kapag yung index niya ay even, so for example, you have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, so on and so forth, dapat daw po yung A and B or yung product ng A and B must be positive. So, let's look at number 1 example. Let's say you have cube root of 3 times the cube root of 2. So, dapat pareho yung index nila, then you can multiply na yung radicand. So, copy the index. You will have cube root of, multiply mo lang yung mga nasa loob. So, that is 3 times 2. Ganun lang naman ginagawa. Copy yung index, multiply yung nasa loob ng radical symbol. So, 3 times 2 is 6. So, the final answer will be cube root of 6. Let's look at number 2. You have 4th root of x times 4th root of x squared y. So, same index. Pwede mo yung multiply. You will have 4th root of, copy yung index. Then, multiply mo lang daw yung nasa loob. Or yung mga radicand. So, x times x squared y is now equal to 4th root of, take note, pwede nang gamitin dito yung law of exponent. Since this is x times x squared, ang gamitin natin is yung, if you have a raised to m times a raised to n, since they have the same base, you just add their exponent. So, ang exponent dito ay invisible 1, ang exponent dito ay 2, so you will have x times x squared or x raised to 1 plus 2, or that is x raised to 3y. That will be the answer.